If you're able, would you please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance? If you happen to bring a cell phone with you today, we'd appreciate it if you'd turn it to off or vibrate. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Magistrate Likens.
Here.
Magistrate Tice.
Here.
Magistrate Leslie.
Here.
Magistrate Greenwell.
Here.
Magistrate Hounds.
Here.
Magistrate Eldridge.
Here.
Magistrate Dye.
Here.
Magistrate Logsdon.
Here.
Judge Vogel.
Here. Having all members of the fiscal court present, this meeting is now in session. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Well, I'm going to ask our clerk now, Sheila Fair, to read the minutes from our last meeting, which was on December 4th.
December 4th, 2018. The Oldham County Fiscal Court convened at a regular meeting at 2 p.m. with Judge Executive David Vogel, County Attorney John Carter, and the following magistrates in attendance: Brent Likens, Wayne Tice, Bob Leslie, Steve Greenwell, Chris Hounds, Kevin Eldridge, Bob Dye, and Michael Logsdon. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie, seconded by Magistrate Greenwell, to approve the agenda, moving police personnel actions after approval of minutes and adding a Utilities Committee report and recommendation. Motion carried unanimously. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie, seconded by Magistrate Logsdon, to approve the minutes of November 20th. Motion carried unanimously. Personnel actions, police. Motion made by Magistrate Logsdon and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to accept the resignation of Tracy Witt effective November 30th, 2018. Motion carried unanimously. Motion made by Magistrate Logsdon and seconded by Magistrate Eldridge to approve the promotion of Matt Cornell to major at $70,813.60 a year effective December 4th. Motion carried unanimously. Judge Vogel administered the oath of office to Major Matt Cornell. Public comment, none. The RFQ, Westport Park River Wall and Walkway. The following sealed qualifications for the Westport Park River Wall and Walkway project were open and read aloud for the record. Bacon Farmer Workman Engineering and Testing in Louisville, GZA Geo-Environmental, Portland, Maine, Stantec, Louisville, and Tetra Tech, Louisville. Bid opening for the cargo van. The following sealed bids for the cargo van were open and read aloud for the record. Champion Chevrolet, $21,989. Star Ford of Oxmoor, $27,545.34. Tri-County Ford, $28,837. Payables. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie, seconded by Magistrate Hounds to approve the payables. Motion carried unanimously. Community business. Second reading, public hearing for the budget amendment fiscal year 2018-19. Treasurer Melissa Horn presented for second reading, public hearing, proposed ordinance number 18-220-493, amending the existing Oldham County budget for fiscal year 18-19 to include unbudgeted receipts from other county agencies for emergency communication equipment and from Oldham County Board of Education for school safety officers, increasing the receipts of the general fund by $1,568,567.27, and increasing the expenditure counts the same. The floor was open for comment. There being no public comment, the public hearing was closed. Motion made by Magistrate Eldridge and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to adopt the said ordinance, and motion carried unanimously. Second reading, public hearing for the zoning map amendment at 8809 Holly Gibson Road, Crestwood. Senior Planner Brooke Veeman presented for the second reading proposed ordinance KOC 18920-479 relating to a change in the Oldham County zoning map, rezoning 53.786 acres of a 147.18 acre tract located at 8809 Holly Gibson Road, Crestwood, from the existing CO1 Conservation District and R2 residential zoning to CO Conservation District and R2 residential district zoning, and the floor is open for public comment. Attorney Beach Craigmile was sworn in and spoke on behalf of the applicant, Martin Haller. David Garber, engineer and land surveyor, were sworn in and provided testimony in support of the proposed zoning change. There being no public comment, the public hearing was closed. Motion made by Magistrate Eldridge and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to adopt ordinance relating to a change in the Oldham County zoning for the 8809 Holly Gibson Road. Given because the existing zoning classification given is inappropriate and the proposed zoning is appropriate because it more closely follows the existing topography in environmentally sensitive areas. Discussion followed, motion carried unanimously. Committee reports and recommendations. Road Committee for the erosion control bond release for Pleasant Colony Phase 3, Commerce Parkway Access Roads, and Falcon Ridge Section 2. Performance bond release for Falcon Ridge Section 2. Motion made by Magistrate Greenwell, seconded by Magistrate Hounds, upon the recommendation of the county engineer to release the following bonds, and motion carried unanimously. $9,100 erosion control bond for Pleasant Colony Phase 3, $10,775 erosion control bond for Commerce Parkway Access Roads, $41,000 erosion control bond for Falcon Ridge Section 2, $25,000 performance bond for Falcon Ridge Section 2. HR Committee Employment Contract for Recruit Telecommunicators. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie, seconded by Magistrate Greenwell to approve the employment contract for Recruit Telecommunicators. Motion carried unanimously. Contract agreements and resolutions. Agreement for transfer of property at the corner of Highway 146 and Quality Place. Motion made by Magistrate Dye and seconded by Magistrate Greenwell to remove from the table discussion and consideration of the proposed agreement for transfer of property located at the corner of Highway 146 and Quality Place in Buckner. Motion carried unanimously. Motion made by Magistrate Greenwell, seconded by Magistrate Dye, to authorize the Judge Executive to sign the agreement for transfer of property with JR Food Stores relating to approximately 595 square feet at the corner of Highway 146 and Quality Place in Buckner. Motion carried unanimously. Utilities Committee report and recommendation. Motion made by Magistrate Eldridge, seconded by Magistrate Greenwell, to accept into the flood grant program through FEMA property located at 3907 Briar Ridge Road and the county to eventually acquire the property. Motion carried unanimously. Personnel actions. Planning and Development. Motion made by Magistrate Eldridge, seconded by Magistrate Hounds, to accept the resignation of Brooke Veeman effective December 17th. Motion carried unanimously. Maintenance. Motion made by Magistrate Lincoln, seconded by Magistrate Leslie, to accept the resignation of Kana Townsend Massey effective December 3rd. Motion carried unanimously. Appointments. Deputy EMA Director appointment. Motion made by Magistrate Hounds, seconded by Magistrate Logsdon, to approve the appointment of Kevin Parker as Local Emergency Management Deputy Director effective December 4th. Motion carried unanimously. Sheriff Merit Board appointment. Motion made by Magistrate Eldridge and seconded by Magistrate Logsdon to reappoint Anna Perry to the Sheriff Merit Board with a term to expire November 16th, 2020. Motion carried unanimously. Bid award for the cargo van. Motion made by Magistrate Hound, seconded by Magistrate Greenwell to award the cargo van bid to Champion Chevrolet for $21,989. Motion carried unanimously. Second public comment, none. Announcements. Magistrate Dye stated the majority of players selected for the district's all-district football team are from Oldham County schools. Magistrate Logsdon announced the Yule Log Celebration in Pee Wee Valley had a good turnout and thanked everyone involved. Judge Vogel announced a Light Up LaGrange this past weekend and thanked the county's maintenance department for its help with the event. The Extension District is moving into its new headquarters soon on Parker Drive. He stated the Project Development Board is meeting Friday afternoon to begin the planning and oversight of the courthouse renovation and addition project. Judge Vogel announced a reception to honor outgoing magistrates Eldridge and Leslie will be held after the December 18th fiscal court meeting. Motion made by Magistrate Greenwell, seconded by Magistrate Dye to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried unanimously, and the meeting was adjourned at 3:10 p.m.
You've heard the reading of our minutes from December 4th. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. If you were listening carefully, you heard Ms. Fair say that after this meeting, we'll be having a reception in our large conference room for Magistrate Bob Leslie and Magistrate Kevin Eldridge. This is their last meeting as a member of the fiscal court. Bob has been on fiscal court for 16 years. Kevin has been on the court for 8 years. They've both been outstanding public servants who've done a wonderful job serving in our community. They've spent many, many hours when no one else was aware of what was going on, taking care of things in their district and studying issues and attending meetings across the state to help improve the livability and sustainability of our community. So I'm very proud to have served with these men, and I ask you, if you are here today and have a chance, to please stay and be part of our reception after the meeting. I don't expect this meeting to go on very long today. We have a rather short agenda with some quick items to pass, so we should be finished by 3 o'clock, if not sooner. The next item on the agenda today is our open or public comment. We allow individuals to address the fiscal court with either community announcements or with personal concerns, and we allow generally 4 minutes to address the court. So our first speaker here today is one of our employees, Becky Zockline.
Good afternoon, Judge. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Sheila. I'm here to remind everyone of our Christmas tree recycling program that takes place right after Christmas. We accept live Christmas trees, fresh cut Christmas trees at the recycling center. Please drop them at the start location in the gravel lot below the recycling center. And they are collected by our road department and chipped into mulch and used in our parks. Put that mouse that turns on the volume.
Did that get picked up?
Did it pick up anything?
Want to start over, maybe?
Okay.
Okay.
We are recycling Christmas trees, fresh cut Christmas trees at the recycling center immediately after Christmas and through January 31st. The Christmas trees are chipped by the road department and used as mulch in our parks department. We ask that you drop the trees in the gravel lot below the recycling center where you see the star indicated on that gravel lot. Still no?
Third time's the charm? Take three.
All right, so far, we've all heard that you're picking up Christmas
We're-
trees
we're
after
taking
Christmas
Christmas
trees
trees.
at the recycling center, and we're going to chip them up, right?
Right.
Okay,
Through January 31st.
all free.
They must all be live Christmas trees, fresh cut, no root balls, no artificial trees. All decorations have to be removed. We will also take the lights separately, and we do recycle Christmas lights. So that's a whole nother thing and that's also year-round. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, what's the hours and days of operation? And I'm sure there'll be some signs to direct people that don't get to see your little star.
It's dawn to dusk, 7 days a week. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you. We
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Haven't had Christmas yet, so we'll
No.
moving forward. Is there anyone else here who would like to address the fiscal court during open comment? All right, seeing no one, I'm going to close this portion of the meeting and go on to the first item on the agenda, and that will be a consideration of the fiscal year or calendar year 2019 county clerk's budget. We welcome Julie Barr and her assistant, Mr. Bill.
Good afternoon, Judge and Magistrates. This isn't great, but we're going to do the best we can. Before I start my budget presentation, I want to express my most sincere appreciation to Magistrate Leslie and Magistrate Eldridge. You two guys have served this county with great integrity and honor, and I got to tell you, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the work you've done, the hours you have put in, and the friendships that we have forged over the years. So I appreciate it. We all know that this is a possibility. It hurts, but we always move on and explore what the future can hold for us. Thank you. And I hope to see you at the beach.
I think we should announce, before we go any further, that you're not actually speaking in your Hollywood voice. You do have laryngitis today, and
Yes.
severe case of it.
And so I'll go on and put this out here. Despite what all the magistrates have said, my husband is very sad.
Yeah.
So it's my pleasure to present my 2019 budget. I'm going to try and compact it down pretty small. The only significant thing that you will have seen that'll be a difference is we had put a slug in for our retirement because at the beginning of the year we thought we were going to have a large debt to pay. That did not happen. The other item that came up was our computer expense has increased because our contract was up. So updating some of our computer equipment has increased the price, but not significantly. We are, last budget, we expected to return to the court $265,400. At this point, we believe that we're going to return $380,000 or more. And there's a couple factors. Property taxes on cars that were purchased the year before have increased. Our passport income is always a help, and it's right now we're looking at over about $42,000 by the end of the year for passport. That has been a great fee generator. Let me see if there's anything else. Those were really about the only items that has increased our line item. Of course, if there's line item expenditures and we don't need it, I don't spend it. So that's why, kind of why our excess fees will be higher than we anticipated. I will tell you that the passport income is doing better than I thought. I kind of half expect that it will do better again next year because of the new driver's license. I think people will probably gravitate to a passport because you can use that for domestic as well as international flights, and it's good for 10 years. So I expect that I might see an uptick in passports. We just don't know.
All right. So I'm just going to amplify a little bit on what you said. You're expecting the revenue to the county clerk's office this year to be $1,459,000. And our expenses are going to be less than that. That's where we get the surplus money that the clerk's office is able to turn over to the fiscal court for use in the general budget. So we never know. A lot of people in the county are buying cars, trucks, boats, things that personal property tax is paid on. That's one reason that personal property tax is up about $800,000 this year, and that reflects the better economy that we've been in.
And we always ask, if you're going to a dealership to buy a car in another county, have them send your paperwork to our office so we can process that. Because we keep part of that usage tax here in the county. It stays.
Right, that's a very, very valid point. If you're buying a car somewhere, make sure the car is registered in Oldham County, titled in Oldham County, so that we're able to benefit from the tax that has to be paid one place or another. So it might as well be paid here, but rather than somewhere else. Is Mr. Holscher going to say anything, or is he's just standing there in case you fall
He's
down?
here. No, he's not here. In case my voice quits, because I never know.
If you got any questions maybe that I can expound on, I will, to try to save her voice.
One.
Magistrate Likens.
Thank you, Judge. I just want Julie to let people know it doesn't cost any money at all to have that car titled in Oldham County rather than in Jefferson County or another county. So it's not an expense that's added to the individual. It just comes to our county for our uses. So, thank you.
And another thing that I've been asked about is, do you have to be an Oldham County resident to obtain a passport here? You can be a resident of this country. If your family is in visiting, as long as you are a United States citizen, you can come right here to Oldham County and we can issue your passport application and take your pictures right here. Anybody in this country, if you're in this state or in this county visiting, driving through, whatever, you're welcome to come here.
Right, and your likelihood of faster service than at, let's say, the post office.
But we don't require an appointment.
Right, right. Don't have to have an appointment, so you can get it done
To
quickly.
expand, we have 5 people that have been certified or registered with the state or with the government to go passports. So when there's a backup of people, we can just, shoot 3 or 4 people, clerks in there to help them all at the same time, which makes the crowd move a lot quicker. Post office does not do that. They have one person. We may be at lunch.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, is there a motion that we accept this budget?
Make that motion.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Is there any discussion about it? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The next item on the agenda here today is the sheriff's budget. These budgets are taken care of now because the clerk and sheriff's budgets are both based on a calendar year rather than a fiscal year. Fiscal court operates on a June 30 or July 1 to June 30th budget. Welcome Sheriff now Steve Sparrow.
Thank you.
I hope that you don't have laryngitis too.
Well, not really. Thank you, Judge, members of Fiscal Court, thank you very kindly. I'm here today to present to you the 2019 state calendar budget and annual order setting salaries. I think you've got a copy of it. I don't know if you need to take a moment and look at it, or if you already have, I'll continue on.
All right, and we're going to back up when we're finished with the sheriff because we should have taken a vote on the maximum salary amount for the clerk, and we, that got by me there. So, Sheriff, appears your budget for the year is projected to be $2,105,000.
Well, for the salaries, no, but for,
Well,
yeah.
right, that's your,
Salaries, Judge,
that's your revenue money.
revenue and salary,
Right.
yes, yes, that's correct.
Your,
And I also like to point out to you, Judge, this year we've generated about 175,000 more than last year, if not more. We haven't got our total final numbers yet. But and all those are fees from delinquent taxes, CCDW, tax commission, sheriff security, transports. And I'd also like to point out to you that we have 4 contract deputies now that saves the county roughly $18,000 a year, because those contract employees, we don't have to pay their insurance anymore, they don't have to pay their retirement. And so when those folks retire from the sheriff's office, I get to hire them back at a lesser salary, plus I don't have to pay all the benefits that they were making when they were full-time. So, and that's right at $18,000 per man. So we've taken a big savings for the county in that aspect as well. So,
good step.
we have, we've also collected right at, 94% of the taxes have been collected from Oldham County residents so far this year, which is very good. We still have several months to go, so I think we've done an excellent job in getting our taxes collected.
Similar to the clerk, it looks like your revenue is up about $100,000 or so,
Yeah.
based on the improved economy.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Does anyone have any, would we like to make a motion to accept this budget?
Second.
Are there any questions for the sheriff? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, if you'd give me about 30 more seconds, I would appreciate it.
Okay,
I really would
sure,
thank
go
you
ahead.
for, yes, sir. I just, I want to say thank you so much for your service. Appreciate it. Gentlemen, it has been an honor to work with you two for all the years that we've been together. And I just personally want to thank you for everything to say thank you, Kevin. And I'll miss you. You meant a whole lot to me. So, God bless you. Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
Sheriff.
Pursuant to KRS 64.530 subsection 3, the fiscal court shall fix annually the maximum amount, including fringe benefits, which the office of the sheriff may expend for deputies and assistants. The fiscal court of Oldham County, in compliance with state law, hereby sets the maximum amount the sheriff of Oldham County may spend from fees during calendar year 2019 at $1,680,000 for deputies, assistants, and other employees. And the maximum amount as set includes all amounts paid from fees for salaries, overtime wages, part-time wages, vacation and sick leave, health insurance, and the employer match on the retirement. So is there a motion that this KRS be observed? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I'm going to back up now. The same KRS applies to the assistants and deputies for the clerk's office, and the amount that may be expended from fees for 2019 is $1,143,100 for deputies, assistants, and other employees. And that comes from the same fees and it goes for salaries, overtime, vacation, sick leave, health insurance, and Social Security. Is there a motion to observe the KRS?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda today is a resolution regarding litigation involving the Oldham County Extension District tax. Magistrate Hounds. Did I skip that? Okay, pardon me. Skipped over several, okay. Let's do the bid. All right, let's do the bid opening for the tractor here.
An appointment somewhere?
No, I'm not going anywhere until 3 o'clock. Yeah. All right, I just want to get to that reception as quick as I can here. All right, so, okay, we've got a bid opening for a boom tractor. Magistrate Greenwell, you want to tell people what it's used for?
Judge, I'm going to abstain from this discussion.
Okay. Well, the A-boom is one that's with a cab and heated. I think it goes out and trims trees and does other things on the, with the road department. All right, CMI equipment sales, $119,995. Mead Tractor of Shelbyville, $115,846.03. Wayne Supply of Louisville, $102,043. And Wright Implement of Bowling Green, $137,358.40. So, like our road superintendent, Wes Williams, to come forward and examine these bids. Do you anticipate being able to tell us today who the successful bidder is? All right. You won't get much more than 15. Okay. Now we have the bid opening for Apple Patch, the park and ride. The park, this is for construction of a park and ride facility, including the parking lot, shelter, bike lockers, walkways, and a 1,000-foot access road located on Apple Patch, which has the name Pillar now. They changed the name. It's off 329 near the exit 14 off I-71. All right, this is from Louisville Paving. Pardon?
Page 52.
Page 52, all right. Oh, Lord, they didn't, here's page, okay. It appears this bid is $1,680,000. Is that it?
Yep, just one.
One bid. All right. How'd you happen to know it was on page 52? There was a lot of pages in that bid, and we asked ahead of time what page the bid could be found on, so thank you. Now we're on to county administration, and when there's a motion to pay the bills, they'll do that.
Make that motion, Judge.
All right, is there a
Second.
second? Pardon? Second, all right. Does anyone have any questions on anything in the bills here? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Now we're on to the contract, the resolution for involving litigation and the Extension District. Magistrate Hounds.
Yes, Judge. The issue we have is with the Extension Office. It's a county resolution that I'd like to read out loud, and we'll go from there. Whereas upon notice at the Oldham County Fiscal Court meeting of August 1st, 2017, the Fiscal Court heard testimony regarding the proposed Oldham County Extension District tax. Whereas the aforementioned meeting, Oldham County Attorney John Carter participated as counsel for the Fiscal Court. And whereas the Fiscal Court subsequently acknowledged in writing the Extension District taxes. Whereas County Clerk Julie Barr filed a declaratory judgment action in Oldham County Circuit Court against Oldham County Judge Executive David Vogel in his official capacity, Oldham County Attorney John Carter in his official capacity in the Extension District, seeking, among other relief, a ruling as to whether she was required to place the extension tax on the 2017-2018 tax bill. And whereas the Circuit Court ordered Ms. Barr to place the Extension District tax on the 2017-2018 tax bills, declined to rule on the legality of the extension tax and dismissed Mr. Carter in his official capacity from the lawsuit. And whereas Mr. Carter, in his individual capacity, filed a motion to intervene in the lawsuit as a petitioner adverse to Oldham County Judge Executive and Extension District. And whereas Mr. Carter did not seek the prior consent or approval of the Fiscal Court or Judge Vogel before attempting to file a suit against Oldham County and Judge Vogel, and neither the Fiscal Court nor Judge Vogel has ever consented to being sued by Mr. Carter. And whereas Mr. Carter's actions to date has required the Extension Office to spend additional taxpayer dollars, and whereas because of Mr. Carter's action, Oldham County Fiscal Court and Judge Vogel have been left without legal counsel to defend their legal interests, which by law is the responsibility of the county attorney. And whereas the Circuit Court determined that Mr. Carter has a conflict of interest in attempting to sue Oldham County and Judge Vogel and denied Mr. Carter's motion to intervene. And whereas Mr. Carter has prolonged the litigation against the Extension District by appealing the Circuit Court's order denying this motion to intervene to the Kentucky Court of Appeals, at least in part in his official capacity as a county attorney. And whereas Mr. Carter attempted to sue Oldham County and Judge Vogel is contrary to interests of Oldham County as a whole. Now therefore it be resolved that the Oldham County Fiscal Court does not consent to county attorney's attempt to file suit against Oldham County or Judge Vogel, and formally request that Mr. Carter voluntarily dismiss his pending appeal. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion, Judge.
Right. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Magistrate Likens?
I just had one question, Judge. I know we appoint members to 27 or 8 different boards. How many people are on the extension board, and how many do we appoint?
There are,
I can't recall.
I believe, 6 people on the extension board. Judge Executive is a statutory member of that board, and they're all appointed by us.
Thank you. So my point with that is that we still control by board member appointments what goes on with the extension agent, in effect.
And will continue to do so.
Thank you.
Just, right. So, this is an issue that I think needs clarification. I'd like to get clarification today. We're not trying to put Mr. Carter on the spot here, but we would, like to have him voluntarily withdraw his objection to the proceeding involving the Extension District. Thus far, at least $152,000 in public money has been spent by the Extension District attempting to determine itself to be a taxing district. And so there has been very little objection in the community to it. I think there were maybe 6 or 7 objections filed with income tax payments this year. Last year, there may have been a few more, but it's negligible in relation to the overall county. None of us like paying more tax. We understand that, and we try to make sure each tax dollar is spent as wisely as possible. The Extension District has been in operation in our county for many years. It has functioned well with the money previously provided through the fiscal court general account. But the money that we've been able to provide as a fiscal court has been substantially less than our neighboring counties are able to provide through the revenue mechanism that the Extension District has declared itself in order to achieve. Henry County, Trimble County, Carroll County, all of our Shelby County, all of our neighbors have extension programs that operate at a much fuller and more complete manner than we're able to do in Oldham County. So we'd like to see this issue resolved. It can be, I believe, resolved if Mr. Carter will voluntarily step back and let the circumstance go forward as it is. And that's what the intent of the resolution is, to ask in a respectful manner that he consider doing that. Would anybody else like to make any comments? Mr. Carter.
I'd like to respond. Let me say, first of all, this is the first time that I've seen this. Nobody consulted me about it, and nobody asked me to withdraw the suit. And I think it's inappropriate to bring this up at a public forum when this matter has been in litigation for a long time. It's now at the Court of Appeals. Briefs have been filed. I think there's a reply brief due, and then it will be submitted to the Court of Appeals on several issues. So I think it's inappropriate to discuss the litigation, but I feel like I have to respond to this because of the inaccuracies contained in the proposed motion. First of all,
It's a resolution.
Resolution, I'm sorry. First of all, Oldham County is not a party to the action. Never was to start with. Julie Barr did not file an action against Oldham County. What happened was the Extension District asked for their tax to be put on the tax bills when they went out, property tax bills. She asked me, as the county attorney, as she was required to do, whether or not she could do that. I told her The Extension District was not a legal taxing district, and it was an illegal tax. She subsequently asked Judge Vogel, and he said to put it on. So she filed a declaratory judgment action in the Oldham Circuit Court asking a petition, asking the judge to rule on whether or not she should put the tax on the tax bill. She also sued me, so I didn't file any lawsuit. I got sued as the Oldham County attorney. From that point forward, the judge ruled that I could not do that as a county attorney, even though I had a KBA opinion that says I could, and still have a KBA opinion that says there is no conflict of interest. The KBA determines what a conflict of interest is. The Extension District tax is a tax that allows the Extension District to impose the tax on the taxpayers of Oldham County. I'm not an employee of fiscal court. I work for the taxpayers of Oldham County. And I opposed the Extension District tax because it's illegal. There's a legal way to do it, and it was explained to the Extension District how to go about that. And it's to petition the voters of Oldham County to become an independent taxing district. They chose not to do that. They chose to go the political route, which is what this is. It's nothing more than a political route to impose an illegal tax on the citizens of Oldham County. And I will not withdraw the appeal. I intend to pursue it to its ultimate end. The fees, the cost of the taxpayer, is something the Extension District has incurred. I can tell you that my attorney fees are $24,000 for the same representation. So there are a lot of inaccuracies. Number one, the main one is Oldham County is not a party. I didn't sue Oldham County. I've not sued Oldham County. The county judge was named a party because he was the one that advised the county clerk to put it on the tax bill.
What was, Mr. Carter, what was Judge Conrad's ruling about that? Judge Conrad ruled it could be or should be. I'm not sure exactly.
No, there is no ruling that the Extension District tax is legal.
No, I didn't say that. I asked you if Judge Conrad ruled about, what was her ruling regarding putting it on the tax bill?
She's never ruled about putting it on the tax bill. She ruled that she was going to allow it to be on the tax bill for the last time, last year, because she said that the legal issue was interesting, and she would wait to determine, after she'd heard all the facts, whether or not to say that it is a legal tax. She never ruled that it was a legal tax. And there's no ruling from the circuit court that this is a legal tax.
Right, but she did not stop it from going on the tax bill.
She ruled that the last tax bill that the Extension District gave to Julie Barr, the first one, that she ordered it to be put on the tax bill, but she did not say it was a legal tax. She said she wanted the tax bill to go out until she could make a ruling, and she has never made a ruling on the tax bill. That's part of the appeal. This is a, and I might say, the Extension District tax is 1.5 cents per $100. You mentioned Henry County and Trimble County. I know Henry County is like 4.5 cents. And if the Extension District tax is 4.5 cents on the dollar, you're talking 4 times $1 million or more. Not only does it go on the property tax bill, it goes on the tax bill of inventories in Oldham County, which is the detriment to business, because they are going to have to charge more to cover the tax on their inventory when they sell a car or whatever they sell.
Well, the tax in Henry County is much higher, I agree, than what the tax in Oldham County is. All we're trying to do is settle the issue, clear the air here, and the intent of the resolution is to ask you to consider withdrawing and desisting from the activity. And you may not want to, but
And I might say I'm not going to. My ultimate responsibility is to the voters and taxpayers of Oldham County, and that's who I'm representing.
well, I don't want to have any, your position is to be our legal counsel, and I believe Judge Conrad ruled that you were in a contradictory position as our legal counsel.
Well, that's why the
by
appeal's
attempting
going
to
on.
enter this, so you've gone off on your own, not as our legal counsel. So
I didn't bring anything. I was sued. And after she said I could not do it as a county attorney, I attempted to intervene as a taxpayer. And she said I had a conflict of interest, even in light of the Kentucky Bar Association opinion that I did not have a conflict, either as a county attorney or a private citizen. You're wrong about that,
well-
absolutely 100% wrong. And none of you had the guts to come to me and tell me what you were going to do about this today. This is the first time I've seen it.
Well, I wouldn't, Judge, don't accept that, accusation of no one had the nerve to
Well,
tell
it
you
can't be,
about
it
it.
sounds like something that
I think,
happens in Washington.
does he get a copy of our agenda? Yes, right. You received last week a copy of this with the, and we send you a copy of the agenda each week. You just apparently, didn't have a chance to see it, so that's, the way that is. Magistrate Hounds.
Judge, I think we don't want to put forth an incorrect resolution, and some of the facts that Mr. Carter's brought up, I don't know that we can or do want to correct. My suggestion would be, we've got a first and a second on the resolution. I think that, I still say it's a good resolution. Maybe it needs to be cleaned up. And I guess I would like to table it pending making sure that the resolution is 100% factual so that we get the most accurate resolution we can put before the court.
And I would second that.
All right. All right, pardon?
If it's the pleasure of the court to table that, y'all are going to have to withdraw your original motion.
Okay.
Or you can there's a motion on the floor now to pass it. So to go to a tabling, you have to withdraw that motion.
Understand, I'll withdraw the original motion,
And I'll withdraw the second.
Now you can move on with your tabling.
and I would like to table this issue pending further discussion and clarification of the resolution.
Second.
All right, all right.
Judge,
Sir?
if a motion is withdrawn, there's no reason to table something. It's done.
Okay.
All right. We'll withdraw there was a motion to withdraw the motion. Right?
It's kind of
So we don't
backwards.
need to have a vote on that. All right. All right. Magistrate Greenwell?
We are going to vote to table?
No, because the motion was withdrawn.
Okay.
So there's no vote. Right. All right. This is not in it, pardon?
There needs to be a vote.
Who? Well, he's withdrawing the motion. So, motion withdrawn. All right. So I don't think this is not an attempt to embarrass anyone, put anyone on the spot, or do anything other than clarify a situation that is out there that needs clarification. There are, the Extension District would like the air cleared. They have moved forward and with the assumption that it will be a legitimate their tax will be a legitimate way for them to raise revenue in the community to provide the services that they are providing. They have lease space in 2 buildings on Parker Drive in LaGrange, are planning to move actually this week or next week from their facility on Highway 393. So the issue doesn't need to go on. I personally do not think there's a big controversy in the community about this. I think it flared up when it was raised. It's pretty much gone away, and there are hundreds of people involved with the Extension District who would like to have some assurance that they can continue to provide their programs without a cloud hanging over their head. So perhaps some of the language in this was inadvertently, let's say, able to be challenged in regard to some aspect of it. The judge, the case did go to the court. The judge did allow the tax to be placed on the tax bill, did not rule it was illegal. As many people who followed this know, the Department of Local Government in Lexington and Frankfurt advised the fiscal court that we could not stop nor could we approve the action of the Extension District. So we were left hanging with no particular way to go other than to receive this information and go forward. So I believe at least 115 counties out of 120 in the state have a tax that is generated to provide money for the Extension District. So there's nothing unusual about this tax in the state of Kentucky. Perhaps there's a challenge from Mr. Carter, I don't want to put words in his mouth, on exactly how the Extension District proceeded to do what it did. He has declared it illegal, but it hasn't been declared illegal by any judicial body. So,
That's incorrect also.
okay,
The Trigg County, the Trigg Circuit Court declared it illegal in the 1980s on the exact same basis that I told you all it was illegal. It's not illegal to impose a tax for the Extension District, but fiscal court is supposed to take that responsibility and provide money to the Extension District. If they need more money to provide to the Extension District, then they have to raise the taxes to do it. And this is the body that's responsible directly to the taxpayers.
all right, so are you saying that the extension taxing districts throughout Kentucky are illegally formed and
I don't know how the other 115 counties did it. There's a legal way to do it. I don't know how they did it. If they did it the way this Extension District did it, and they're doing it that way, it's my opinion, it's an illegal tax the way they're doing it. The way they can do it legally is they can file a petition with Julie Barr that has signatures of 25% registered voters of the number of voters that voted in the last general election. Julie Barr has to put it on the ballot, and the voters of Oldham County, if 51%, more than 50% vote for it, then they become an independent taxing district. That's the way it should have been done.
but we know that's not the way it has been done in many counties.
Well, that's why I say it's illegal.
But, okay, we can go round and round circle here, but it hasn't been taken up to a higher court anywhere and challenged anywhere in Kentucky. It's Trigg Circuit Court has a ruling, but we know that.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
We know that across the United States, the Ninth Circuit may not rule as the Second Circuit, and until a higher court determines what it is, the ruling is enforced in the local jurisdiction, but nowhere else. So, okay. Well, I think we've probably, taken that far enough for today, but there is I think, a desire among, I'll speak for myself, but I believe that I sense a desire among the court to resolve this issue, go forward, let the Extension District provide its services in the community. So that's where we are. Next item on the agenda, Road Committee, we have some bonds to release. And Magistrate Greenwell?
Judge, thank you. We do have 3 bonds to release. 2 of those were inadvertently left off last meeting's agenda. And so none of these 3 have been through the Road Committee because of the timing of our meetings, but all 3 of them meet the requirements. And I'll let County Engineer Scott Harris to talk us through this.
Thank you, Magistrate Greenwell. Court. The first is for a settlement and erosion control bond totaling $2,500, the Dennis Pollard Office Building at 2202 Commerce Parkway. The second is an erosion control bond for $24,400 for the Falcon Ridge Section 1 subdivision. The third is erosion control bond release of $15,100 for the High Grove Section 2 subdivision.
All right. Are you recommending this?
Yes, Judge, I would make the motion that we, and if we can do these all 3 at the same time, I'd make a motion that we release the bonds on all 3 of these.
I'll second.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded, the bonds for these, for Commerce Parkway, Falcon Ridge, and High Grove be released. Any discussion on that?
I just have one question, Judge. I know where 2 of these are. High Grove, Scott, where is that at?
1818.
I'm sorry?
1818.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Likens?
Thank you, Judge. And all of these have been approved by our county engineer's office to be released, or recommended to be released.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
I did get information from Wes on the A-boom, if you want to do that now or you want to do it. I did get information about the A-boom award, if we want to do that now, or if you want to do it at the end of the.
Why don't, well, go ahead, let's do it now, why
Okay.
not?
Wes, you want to come back up? Judge, it looks like that we'd like to award the A-boom contract to Wayne Supply. They are the low bidder, 102,043.
Yes, sir. The tractor is on the lot, they have it on the lot, and we have demoed it, and we're very satisfied with it.
I'd like to make that in form of a motion, please.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the A-boom contract be awarded to Wayne Supply. Any discussion on that? Magistrate Dye?
Wes, can you tell us a little bit about this piece of equipment versus the one that we had? I mean, I know at the last conference we had, there were some vendors there talking about the different things it could do, like some can just do the A thing and some can do the ground.
This tractor's capable of doing both.
Okay.
It'll have a 22-foot arm on it made by Diamond.
Uh-huh.
We're really impressed with that brand of arm. It had a lot less moving parts, a lot less hydraulics, and the tractor power in it will be a 100 horsepower Massey Ferguson.
And they told us that these newer ones are, if this is possible, make them, is a little less abrasive, destructive.
This one has 3 blades where our past ones have only had 2.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
And
more-
they've done a really nice
It
job.
has a
when
more
we
smoother
tried it.
look and less to clean up. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we going to keep the old one, or are we putting it out to pasture?
No, I want to keep the tractor. I have some ideas for it. If we don't want to spend no more money on the arm on it, we can always keep the tractor and use it elsewhere.
Well, good luck. A Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
All right, any other questions on this purchase? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Manager Greenwell. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have some personnel actions. Ina Shaw, HR Manager.
Good afternoon. We have 4 items on the agenda today. The first one would be a promotion at the police department. We have TJ Grace. We are promoting him to sergeant with a base pay of $29.02 per hour, and that would be effective tomorrow.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
We have a few things at dispatch. We have a new hire, Nick Wilt. He'll be coming in at a telecommunicator 1 at $15.38 per hour, effective January 2nd.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on these? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Then we have another part-timer from Casey County, actually. His name is Kenneth Murphy. He's a telecommunicator 2 at $25 an hour. He'll be part-time, and that'll be effective Friday the 21st.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the last one we need, for dispatch anyways, we need to change Dennis Tegetoff's start date. He came before the court with the start date of November 15th. We need to change that to December 12th.
So moved.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And then we have a promotion at the road department. Aaron Moore is going to equipment operator 2 for getting his CDL. And his pay would be $15 an hour, and that would be effective December 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 And
The last item is for the engineer's office. We have a new hire, Rebecca Truman. She is going to be our part-time watershed coordinator at $33.50 an hour, and that would be effective tomorrow, actually, December 19th.
Judge?
Sir?
I was in on the interviews for the 3 candidates. All 3 were excellent. One was coming from out of state. This young lady was here locally, and we certainly had a lot of great interviews, and we voted unanimously to bring this lady before us.
All right, and I think she's here today, and so would you like to stand up and be recognized, please, or you could, please come on forward here, and just have you tell the gentleman here a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me up. I'm glad to be here today. My name is Rebecca Truman. Originally from Connecticut, grew up kind of on a small farm there. Went on to get a degree in natural resources from University of Connecticut. I have a master's from University of Rhode Island, biological and environmental science. I've done a lot of research projects and then kind of transitioned into government, worked for the Connecticut Department of Environmental Energy and Environmental Protection. I've worked and continue to work for the Rhode Island Cooperative Extension. They have a pretty great water quality program over there. And then my last position before I came here was with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, their Natural Resources Conservation Service. And I ended up, while working there out of Massachusetts, coming to Louisville and doing a detail for a few months out of Shelby, Oldham, Trimble, and the surrounding counties here. Met somebody, and that's sort of how I ended up back here. So really excited to be here, and thank you for your time.
All right, well, we're happy to have you, and I think you'll probably be approved here with our vote, and wish you the best, and look forward to you taking care of, helping take care of our watershed in Oldham County.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, do we have a motion and second? Pardon? A second?
Second.
All right, motion second. Any discussion on that? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. We have some board appointments here. First appointment is the reappointment of Ken Hepperman to the Oldham County Extension District Board, a 4-year term to end on December 31st of 2022.
I'd like to make the motion we approve.
Second.
Mr. Hepperman, please.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. The next appointment, also to the Extension District Board, is Billy Hicks, up to a 4-year term for her to expire December 31st, 2022.
I'll make the motion, Judge.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion there? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Did everybody speak up, or did I just hear one eye? Next appointment to the Board of Adjustments. So this is reappointment, Mike Riley to a 4-year term to January 1st, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Mike Riley and say that that is a very tough position, this Board of Adjustments and Appeals. I appreciate it.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. And we have another appointment to the Board of Adjustments, a reappointment. This is Ron Funk, also a 4-year term to expire January 17th, 2023.
Judge, I'd like to make that motion.
Any discussion on that? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Down to our second public comment here. Did anybody,
Judge, got one more. Merit Board.
oh, sorry. Excuse me. We have a reappointment of Cliff Wildebohr to the Merit Board, 4-year term to expire January 1st, 2023.
Second.
Been seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I'm not sure everybody's saying aye, but I'm not hearing any opposition, so silent aye is a yes. Okay, well,
Laryngitis might be spreading.
yeah. Okay. Now we're down to the second public comment. Does anybody come in who would like to address the fiscal court from, I think I see someone getting up out of their seat here. And happy to recognize Kesvin Jeffries.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Magistrates, just wanted to say real quickly, I know today is the last meeting, I guess, for 2 of our magistrates that have served a long time here in Oldham County. And I just wanted to say that working with them over the years, that they have done an outstanding job. Kevin Eldridge in particular, I've been real close with him, served with him on the planning commission for quite some time, and then he moved on up to fiscal court. And I think he's done an outstanding job serving in that capacity. And Bob Leslie, same thing. I've never heard any bad issues with either one of them. I think they've always come to these meetings well prepared. They took the job seriously, and I think I just wanted to get up and publicly thank them for, it's not an easy job, so it's tough service, and I just wanted to say thank you all for taking the time out of your busy lives to help Oldham County grow and move forward. So look forward to meeting with you all here in a little bit and having a little cake after the meeting's over. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Anyone else here who would like to address the fiscal court? Seeing no further comments, I'm going to close that section, and we'll go on to the concluding comments of our meeting today. Start with Magistrate Logston.
Yes, thank you, Judge. I too want to thank Bob and Kevin for their outstanding service to the county. Thank you both. You all have done us well. Thank you for all the committees you've served on, chaired of a couple of committees. So just want to thank you all for all your service. Also want to wish everybody a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year, please.
Okay.
I guess we're all going to say this, Kevin. I really appreciate sitting beside you for 8 years and being on the committee with you. And Bob, he was the chairman on the committee I was on, and 8 years is a long time I've served with these guys, and it would be hard. I couldn't find anything bad to say about either one of them, and I certainly would if I could find it. But I'm going to miss you too, and wish you well, and I'll be in touch with you, of course. And Bob, I know how to catch you too. So good luck to both of you, and everybody have a nice holiday. Thank you.
Kevin?
Thank you, Judge. It's been an honor to serve, and Merry Christmas.
Chris?
Thank you, Judge. About 2 years ago, I was appointed to this position and was very honored. And it's been a pleasure to serve with Kevin and with Bob. It was interesting when I first took this position. Everybody called and wished me well and said, is there anything I can do to help? I've had lots of conversations with Bob Leslie about things, and I appreciate the information that you gave me early on to try to set me on the right path. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but I'm trying. Kevin, the same thing. It's always been a a pleasure to call and get information from you and take your wisdom, and I hope that I've picked up on some of that and will continue that on. Also, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody out there. Have a safe holiday. To remember, everybody that's out there on the roads is trying to get to their family too. A sense of patience, you need to bring it with you. Today, I was out and I saw people blowing through stop signs, which just sends me into orbit, thinking that they're not being cautious, and it could be somebody else's loved one that they hit. So please be careful on the roads out there.
Okay, Magistrate Greenwell.
Thank you, Judge. Both of these gentlemen I have loved serving with. Magistrate Leslie and I came in at the same time 16 years ago, went through some very trying times, and also some really great times. And so, Bob, I just thank you so much for your dedication and your service to the county. We'll always remember you, and I've got your phone number. Kevin, we've served 8 years together. You've dedicated yourself to county government either through planning and zoning or as a magistrate. As late as last week, he was meeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to try to resolve an issue. So he hasn't given up. He never will. He never would. He just is a dedicated servant. You're number 8 on my speed dial, which is higher than two of my brothers. So anyway, I'll still be in touch with you. Thank you.
Bob?
Well, I guess thanks for a real incredible ride. It's I'm really, really lucky. I mean, you guys have given me something that you can't buy. There's no amount of money that you could buy what you've given me. So I appreciate it. Scott Harris, you're going to have to find someone else to make smart remarks about you. And the only other thing I got to go say is, go Bears.
Thank you. Magistrate Tice.
I think everybody knows the way we feel about our two magistrates that are leaving, and we'll miss you, and thanks for all you've done. I also want to take this opportunity to place a challenge to the two that are coming on board. Look up. And you've got big shoes to fill. We look forward to serving with you all as well, so we'll see you in the new year.
All right. Magistrate Likens.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to start off, we're having a neighborhood meeting, a second neighborhood meeting concerning the Pulte Group's proposed 80-lot development on Goshen Lane. The meeting will be tomorrow night at the North Oldham Lions Club. Meeting starts at 6 o'clock. Secondly, I'd like to talk to Kevin and Bob, and all of us want to think that we make a difference, and you two have made a difference. So thank you. And Merry Christmas to all. Thank you.
John?
Yeah, I just want to say it's been a pleasure serving with Kevin Eldridge and Bob Leslie, and for that matter, the entire court. And I look forward to doing this for the next 4 years. And I want to say, for public consumption, that in my opinion, in my experience, this is the best-run county and the best-run fiscal court in the state of Kentucky, bar none.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And everybody sitting here is trying to do their best for the community as they see their responsibilities. And people out in the community can disagree with things that we do, decisions that are made. We have to think in a macro way for the 65,000 people that live in this county and the things that we do. And so that it's been a pleasure to serve with everybody here for the last 4 years. We're looking forward to the next 4. There's, I see comments made on Facebook about this or that, and I don't recognize any of those comments because I know all of these people sitting here, and I know they all give 100% to everything they do. And we can't be in a position to please everybody all the time. We all know that we're different people and have different perceptions and objectives in life, but we all are sincere in trying to do the very best we can for the people that have entrusted to each one of the gentlemen here from magistrates to county attorney. We don't always agree on everything that we do among ourselves, but we're all trying to do the best we can for our group. So I wish Kevin the best of everything in the future. Thank you for all of your service. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. And I wish Bob the best of everything in the future. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. And appreciate all of you. And as Wayne said, we will welcome the new members next year who are coming on the court, but we'll also very much miss the people that we have served with as well. So with that said, I'd like to wish the community a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Invite everyone to our reception following the meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.